Being a good conversationalist is a must-have skill in today's world. Whether it's for business, dating, or social situations, being good at talking to people is essential. It can help you make a great first impression, grow your social network and build relationships which you will most likely find helpful in this day and age. Here are some of the best tips that you can apply in order to get good in conversations in no time. Be interested in the other person. Being genuinely interested in the other person is such an important part of being a good conversationalist. It's so hard to fake because when you're interested in someone, you'll want to find out things about that person like where they grew up, where they see themselves in a few years, etc. You would not bother knowing those things about someone you have no interest in. Your genuine interest will also be felt by the other party, which will get them to open up to you faster, setting the stage for a wonderful interaction. If you are not interested in someone, then just don't speak with them in the first place. You're not being a bad person by doing so, you're even doing the both of you a favor by not wasting each other's precious time. Listen intently. A very big part of being a good conversationalist is the ability to be a good and genuine listener. Being a good listener doesn't mean that you hear everything the other person is saying with your ears, but to also listen using your body. The way you use your eyes and your whole body can convey to the person speaking that you are listening intently and are genuinely interested in what they are saying. Another part of being a good listener is that you are not thinking of the next thing to say when the other party is speaking. I have been guilty of doing this a lot of times, and what happens is that while I did come up with something to say, I did not fully understand what the other person just said. This is not the way that fun and natural conversations go. Listening intently and giving your full attention will result in much more meaningful conversations. Focus on positive topics. As much as possible, go with positive topics that you both can relate to. Positive topics can make the mood lighthearted, fun, and removes tension and stress from materializing, which can derail conversations. The only time which negative topics can be utilized is if it used to elicit some emotions in order to form a bond with the other person. These are times which can bring people really close to one another. Of course, it's still important to have some positives in these situations, and as a good conversationalist, you should use the opportunity to see the positives in these negative situations. Respect. Respecting the other party should be a given if you are a good conversationalist. Even if you have different views on a topic, even if you have different economic statuses, a good conversationalist will always respect the person they are talking to and will listen intently to what they have to say. Insults, sarcasm, and other belittling things that you can think of have no room during conversations, unless the people talking are close and are just joking around. Ask open-ended questions. Conversation is a two-way street. The participants should always be in a give and take situation. A good conversationalist knows this and will avoid asking questions that can result in halting the flow of the conversation. Asking open-ended questions encourages the other party be more open and express themselves, rather than give boring answers. Simple questions are good as starters. Questions that can be answered by yes or no should be only used early on when you are getting to know them. Try asking questions like, "How do you feel about the new policy here?" or "What are you planning to do once the party ends?" Avoid sharing things about yourself excessively. It's important to give information about yourself, since you'd want the other party to know facts about yourself as well if you want the two of you to form a connection and enjoy a great conversation. With that being said, there is a limit though to just how much you should be sharing about yourself. Avoid sharing a tad too much about yourself and make the conversation all about you. Try to leave out some details about yourself or even the story you're telling. This is a great tip, especially if the other party is really interested in you, as this will give them the urge to ask about the things you left out. These tips will give you a good head start to become a great conversationalist. You will need to practice though, if you want to get good. Try talking to everyone you encounter who looks like they would be willing to talk to you. Talking to people such as vendors, nurses, waiters, waitresses are a great way to polish your skills. However, if you want to advance pretty quickly and efficiently, take a look at conversational hypnosis. It will help you tremendously with your conversational skills. It doesn't matter if you are a beginner or already a good conversationalist. Click here to give it a try.